Welcome back to Filmmaking for Noobs. Today I'm going to walk you through some very basic lighting techniques to help you better light your shots. The world of lighting for film can be pretty in-depth and complex. You could never master the art of lighting, which also requires a whole lot of expertise, simply by watching one video. But my hope today is to give you some basic lighting tips and techniques that will help you to better light your shots and help you to get a more professional and cinematic look in your film. We'll be using what's called the three-point lighting technique. I'll give you a brief overview of the three-point lighting technique and then we'll give you some tips on how to make the most of it. The three-point lighting technique does not mean that you are always using only and exactly 3 lights. It simply means that each light that you use falls into one of 3 categories and each light has its own purpose. The 3 categories of light in the three-point lighting technique are key light, fill light, and backlight. Your key light is your primary source of light for your subject. In this shot, we have our actor sitting in a room with no lighting applied whatsoever. For our key light, we will use a tungsten fixture with a softbox set up to our actor's left or frame right. This is our primary source of light and for the most part is illuminating most of our actor. The fill light is a secondary source of light for your subject and it helps to fill in those shadows and dark spots. It helps to give you a much more even wash of light. Your fill light as a secondary source of light should usually add less light to your subject than your key light. In this situation, we'll use a lower power tungsten fixture with a softbox placed to our actor's right or frame left. It's also placed a bit farther from the subject so that the amount of light hitting the actor is drastically less. This gives us a nice even fill so that the details of our actor can be seen. However, it also keeps a very natural look so that it doesn't look like the actor is just simply staring into a glowing orb of light, like this shot. The backlight is light being pointed toward the back of the subject, which creates a layer of separation between the background and the foreground. Now, it's more of an artistic decision to choose how much backlight you want. You may want to opt for an extreme amount of backlight and have that crazy glow, or you may just want a more natural look with a little bit of a separation from the background. Yes, you may have multiple fill lights, multiple backlights, and even multiple key lights. Keep in mind when using the three-point lighting technique that first of all, there is no right or wrong way to place and use your lights. Your goal should simply be to make it look really good on camera and usually to try to maintain a very natural look as well. But the three-point lighting technique does revolve around the subject and is meant to help you have a better way to light your subject. However, it is not necessarily the only means of lighting for the entire shot. In addition to the key light, fill light, and backlight, your background also requires a certain amount of light depending on the situation and what location you're in, and using practical lights will help make it look much more natural. Practical lights are light fixtures seen in the shot which give your audience an explanation for where the light is coming from. It only took about 30 minutes to light this shot and set up some practicals, and you can see that when we compare our shot without proper lighting compared to our properly lit shot, the difference is night and day. Taking the time to properly light your scene may be what sets your film apart from others, and properly lighting a scene does not always mean lots of light or making it really bright. In this next scenario, our goal is to use the three-point lighting technique to properly light a scene where it is nighttime, it's dark, our actor has lost power and is alone and scared. To achieve this, we'll add a couple candles as practicals, we'll have a subtle key light, an even more subtle fill light, and also a backlight. And suddenly we have a properly lit scene which also uses the lighting to tell a story, and there isn't very much light at all. I hope that this episode has helped you to gain a basic understanding of lighting as well as the three-point lighting technique and how to use it to light your subjects. Thanks for watching Filmmaking for Noobs. I'm Kyle Lawrence. Come back next week for more filmmaking tips, tricks, and advice. If you liked what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe.